Hey, sister.
Hey, sister.
How you doing?
I can't complain. I can't call it. I'm blessed.
Amen. That makes me very happy. I'm going to come to you today, come to you guys with a word about deletion. Okay. Clearing space. Okay. Move to trash and then empty it. All right.
Important. That
Okay.
second step is important.
Sometimes you have to clear space in your life for the things that there are simply just not room for anymore. Okay. There are some things that everybody has, we've lived a lot of life. We've lived collectively, everybody sitting on this Zoom call right now has lived at least 26 or 27 years of life. Okay. That's a long time to say things, to do things that now in your grownness, you sit back and say, that maybe was not it. Or let me save myself from any future trouble I may have. If this thing were to get out, or if the wrong person, or if somebody were to hear this and be offended, let me save someone else the trouble and myself the trouble, and Control Alt delete that thing. Okay.
Period.
This could literally, I'm talking about if you want to take this literal and take this time while you're listening to Girlfriends to clear out them old college documents that's sitting on your MacBook from 2015, sis, you don't need that paper from writing for the media no more. Let it go.
Let it go.
Okay. You don't, back in 2011, when you tweeted how the Project HU venue looked like Auschwitz, that may or may not have been the right thing to say at the time. Did it look like that? Yes, indeed it did. Okay, it did look like a concentration camp from the outside. But now you realize that I should delete this. Let me clear this out, okay?
Absolutely.
It's not the right thing to say. Some of y'all like to get in trouble for things for the sake of saying, well, I want to keep everything in one way. I want to show how I've grown. Baby, the way the internet is set up today, okay?
Cancel culture is real.
You can't do that, okay? Because you could sit up there and you could be a completely different person than you were 10 years ago.
Talk about it.
The things that you said 10 years ago can come and bite you in the ass. Show your growth in your actions, not in your timeline.
Come on, word.
Come on, you like how I did that?
I love that. Show your actions.
Show your growth, in your actions, not in your timeline, okay? Let that shit go. It's okay to start anew. Okay. And this is the perfect time for that. There's never been one time in the world where literally everybody on this planet is going through the same exact thing at the same exact time, except if you're in New Zealand and you have like a competent leader who like literally got coronavirus the fuck up out of there. But this is the time. So, I just ask that y'all reflect on the things that you can remove from your life, the people that you maybe need to remove from your life, the things that you said online that you say, you know what? I don't want nobody to look me up and see this thing. You know what I'm saying? And think that is representative of who I am today. Go ahead and delete it. Y'all, you can delete it. It's
Wipe the slate clean.
Wipe the slate clean. And that's all I have to say about that on this here podcast today.
Well, hey, girlfriend.
Hey, girlfriend.
That was a word. I like to see it.
Thank you.
This is Sammy.
It's E.
And we're back for another episode of Girlfrans Podcast. I'm so excited. And very special guest with us today, our guest girlfriend. She is senior beauty editor. She has been blogging for years. I've been able to watch her journey in this fashion and beauty industry. She's also self-proclaimed fashion activist, which I think was super cool. So we're going to get into what that means and what that looks like. Jamé, also fellow Howard alum, I should mention.
Yes. Hey, girlfriend.
Hey, girlfriend.
Girl.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank y'all for having me. I don't know about y'all, but in New York, it is hot, daddy hot
Oh, it's hot.
today.
Oh,
It's
oh no.
so
It's hot
it's
in Atlanta too. It's
oh yeah. I don't even know
it's
why I thought
insufferable down here.
yeah.
Fortunately, it's
Um,
not insufferable in sunny California.
Okay, bitch. Don't rub it in
with
our
your
face.
sweet veggie smoothies. Love it.
Yes, I'm living my best life. But no, we're really excited to have you, Jamé. We're going to get into some things. But as always, we start with our WCW. So just women who inspire us. They can be a celebrity, they can be a family member. So yeah, if you guys have a WCW to share, I'll let you go first.
I have one. So my WCW today is Joy Reid. Now, Joy Reid, let's just get in because there are layers to the success here. Joy Reid is the first Black woman to anchor a primetime network new or cable news show. Okay. They oh Lord, I was about to say Chris Matthews. It's not Chris Matthews. Is it Chris Matthews?
I don't
One
know.
of those old white men on MSNBC. Sometimes you just have to keep it like that. One of those old white men on MSNBC, they said, you know what? I'm not renewing my contract. I'm not coming back. So this prime time slot has just been open at 7 p.m. And they finally filled it with Joy Reid and her new show, The
Yes.
Readout. For those of you that watch the news, for those of you who have parents who literally just consume the news on a loop, like I do. My house is the de facto MSNBC headquarters here in Atlanta.
I love it.
You know that Joy Reid had a show, AM Joy, Saturday and Sunday, couple hours. She was really getting there. Great guests, great content. It was a wonderful place. She was laying down the law. So now she has her new show, The Readout. It just premiered yesterday. And she delivered 2.6 million viewers for MSNBC yesterday, making it the network's second highest rated program in the 7 p.m. time slot in their 24-year history.
Wow. Wow.
He
Wow.
had Hillary Clinton on and Joe Biden as her guests.
Go.
Range.
The
Like
range.
what? The range. The range. I mean, listen, we just have to clap it up because we know that there are amazing Black female journalists in this country, in this world, period. I mean, we have one on our show today. So like we know that we can do those things or whatever. So the fact that NBC said, you know what, let's throw it to Joy. I keep telling y'all, sometimes in a time like this, Black folks, what we do have to capitalize off of, and I'm not saying that Joy got the job because of this, but I'm just saying in general, what we do have to capitalize off of in this time is white guilt. Okay, white people feel very
It's
Absolutely.
expensive.
okay.
Pay
White
up.
people feel very guilty because they just realized that racism was a thing like 7 weeks ago. Okay, they feel very guilty about all of the things that they perpetuated over the years, things that they didn't even know that they were perpetuating or whatever.
Yeah.
And now they're trying to make things right. And so when you get in a position where you can say, you know what, this is my time, you have to show up and you have to show out. And that's exactly what Joy Reid did. So shout out to Joy. Congratulations to Joy Reid. We got it set on DVR. I'm gonna watch it tonight, and I'll probably watch tonight's episode tonight too. But y'all, please, if you have a moment, if you're home at 7 p.m., tune into MSNBC and give our good girl Joy Reid your view, because she deserves. She's an amazing journalist, and you're gonna be well informed by the time it's over. So.
Absolutely.
Fire.
Yes. Great. Jamé, who you got?
So this week I got Robin Roberts.
Yeah, come on, trend.
Sport. Right. There's a trend going on here. So let me tell y'all about the message. Robin Roberts, y'all already know, she was a sports anchor for years. She was a sportscaster for ESPN for like 15 plus years. Then she was a co-anchor on Good Morning America. This woman's been inducted in the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame. She's beat cancer. She's a LGBT plus icon. But let me tell you how this week God used her to send a message that one shall not touch his anointed.
Amen. Come
on.
So this girl, this woman, I don't know her name, Barbara Fadita or something like that. She's a Los Angeles Times reporter. She is also like ABC's business affairs chief for ABC. She got caught in the crossfire. So just to give y'all some context, Robin Roberts is currently renegotiating her contract with Good Morning America. Sis got range. Sis got edges. Sis got bars. Sis coming for that money.
I love it.
Right.
And this Barbara woman, in her pettiness, her Karenness, was upset. And in an email that got leaked, said that she didn't know why Robin Roberts was trying to be so greedy. And it wasn't like ABC was asking her to pick cotton.
What was it?
Yes. She said it wasn't like ABC was asking Robin Roberts to pick cotton. There was another Black person, I think he's a co-host on The View. She said like he was low rent. There was another person, she was like ABC would spend more money on toilet paper. And you know,
she put this in an email.
She put this in email, y'all, in a paper trip. This is why we're talking about deletion. You should have deleted it before you sent it.
Okay.
But, you know, but this is what God did. God deleted her. Okay. She is now out at ABC. They done fired the woman. I know Robin Roberts gonna get her money. Touch not my anointing. Touch not. I'm here for Robin Roberts. She's my Woman Crush Wednesday because sis is getting her bag and she's moisturized and she's doing what she needs to do. And all the haters she's gonna have to hate and potatate all the way out there in unemployment. Okay, love it.
I love it. I love it.
She picked the wrong time because they finna cut this $600 off. Sis can't even get her extra
unemployment.
Right, because look, that extra $600 at least could pay for like my nails, my hair.
Right.
Now I don't know what sis about to do.
You can't let the ashy folks hear you say that because they swear we supposed to damn just sit on the extra $600 and start a business. Open an LLC or some shit. Child, let people buy their TV, okay?
Right. They home. They might as well watch something.
Oh my gosh.
Some folks, that $600 is the most extra money they've ever made in their life. On a weekly basis to receive that, let people do what they want. Mind your business.
Mind your business.
What you said is valid. The people who are saying that are ashy. So like, can we even trust them?
This is very true. Because they need to take some of their $600 and go buy them some Earls.
You tell me you got $600 and you can't get no shea butter.
Child, you can get you a nice mango off the Amazon. I know we're not trying to give Jeff Bezos no money, but he literally has everything on there. It's kind of unavoidable at this time.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Y'all are hilarious. I would like to just add that I'm crying right now. But okay, so my WCW in the vein of beautiful Black women, Sashir Zamata. She is an actress and a comedian. You might have seen her on Saturday Night Live for her short stint between 2014 and 2017. As well as most recently, I've discovered her through a movie, which I'm going to discuss in What Y'all On in a few. But yeah, she's amazing. She's a really great comedian. And also I found out that she's originally from Japan. She has like very interesting like backstory of just like her journey. Like she's originally from Japan or born in Japan. She went to school in Virginia. So she's like, has this like southern, right. It's like this spectrum to that spectrum. And then somehow has made her way to, just at the young age of 34, has a movie. She's been on one of the biggest sketch comedy shows, so she's dope. Her comedy is a bit like more like the dry humor, like I'm just up here talking, which I think is always funnier for me. So once I get into The Weekend, which is the movie that I watched on Hulu and What Y'all On, then I'll give y'all more about her and her amazing performance. So yeah, just want to spotlight her.
Awesome. You're probably when you can leave a place like Saturday Night Live. When you
can
step away from Saturday Night Live and say, you know what, I want to do other things. That's when you know.
Absolutely.
Alrighty. So what y'all on? Where you want to start? We want to start
with music. Yeah, let's start in music. All right. So
Lianne La Havas. I'm just going to jump right into it. Lianne La Havas. Man, when I tell you Lianne came and did what she had, I knew this was going to be good when she said on Instagram, the album that I wanted to make. I finally made the album I wanted to make. and it's out now. When I read that, I said, oh, let me go listen to this. Because when you finally get musicians off that label leash, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and they are able to just truly express themselves in the way that they want to, and for her to say, I've always wanted to make, I said, oh, this has been brewing in your spirit for a
For
long
some
time.
time. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I know that this is going to be good. And damn it, it is good from
It's
top
top to
to bottom.
bottom. Have you heard it, Jamé? Have you been able to listen to it?
No, I need to get put on.
So
Oh,
it's
girl.
12 songs. It's 12 songs. It's not a long project, which is why I just have it on repeat. It's less than an hour.
Ooh.
But yeah, tell us some of your faves, E.
Okay, well, bittersweet was already my jam. She sings it, I believe, on Colors, and it's, oh my god, live, amazing.
Beautiful.
But then she gets right into the best bop on the album is the second song, in my opinion, Read My Mind. Love it. Okay. Green Papaya is wonderful. Weird Fishes is one of my faves.
I was about to say
Like
Weird
this,
Fishes is one of my
she
favorite
has like
songs.
these like Radiohead type moments on the album. They're really dope. If you're into like rock or some shit like that, you'll really appreciate that. Please Don't Make Me Cry. I love
I love these
Sour.
names.
Listen, Sour
She's talking
Flowers.
real shit.
She's talking real shit, okay? I knew we were gonna connect when she said something on Read My Mind about, I might make a baby today and ruin my whole life. And I said, you know what? I recognize
I love that.
that would ruin my life as well, sis.
Right, right.
But sometimes you have that inkling like, I'm gonna do it tonight.
I'm gonna do it tonight.
Okay, and then you quickly
Can't
delete. And
Can
you delete. You delete
See,
it out your mind.
I like how y'all go back to the word.
Okay. Come on, Zoom. Thank you for giving us the gift of time. They literally did. It just popped up on my screen. Like,
Right. It popped on my mind too, which I thought was interesting.
oh, lovely. Awesome.
It wanted to let us know your blessing. Thank you.
Your blessing.
Okay. Thank you, Zoom.
Well, yeah, definitely get into that Lianne La Havas. It's titled
Lianne La
self-titled.
Havas.
Mm-hmm. She
That's
said, "This is
also
me."
that's also the key. When they give
That's
you
the
a
indicator.
self-titled, excuse me, like that's how you know, because
But that's how you knew, and not to go to something else, but that's how you knew Brandy was that bitch. Because Brandy out the gate said,
let's talk about Brandy Norwood.
We should.
Let's talk about it.
Wow.
Another vet that does not get. I feel about Brandy how I feel about Usher Raymond IV. Y'all don't give Usher Raymond IV the respect that he deserves. Talking about, oh, we should do a verses with him in the weekend.
What? Who said that? The Ashies.
The Ashies. They were saying this a couple of weeks ago. Before they started capitalizing off the verses. We could talk about that later too.
I'm ready for this new Brandy album though.
Me too. Okay.
well, now what y'all think about that song though? The Baby Mama song. That was not it. Y'all not about to.
I listen.
She sounds great always.
Always. She sounds amazing. I don't think that.
But that song.
And then for you to leave us with that song, like, don't this album come out like next week?
Right. I need another one.
So I feel like what Brandy did was she did reverse psychology. So most people leave with their best stuff, right? And then you be like, oh yeah, this is fire. I feel like she was like, let me set y'all up so y'all are disappointed. So when I come in with this heat, I'm saving 2020. That's what I think.
I like your theory.
That first.
Hit you with the
That's
mid.
what I think.
Yeah, I like that theory. We're gonna go with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So I wanted to just touch on like, I mean, I've been listening to a lot of new music. I have a hood pick of the week, but I want to just touch on something that it's a classic, and I never knew the name of the band, and so I've just been obsessing over them. They're called Average White Band. I was listening to A Love of Your Own. Now, the Average White Band, I think, has a black member, which is interesting, but I think that was just like a play on their name. But this is a very soulful, funky, not them having a black member was a play on their name, but the Average White Band is a play on like what
this is a
was throwback.
At the time.
I know, 1976 is when this came out. A Love of Your Own, though, is a classic. They're the 15th most sampled band in history of music. So, like, that tells you, like TLC has sampled them. A bunch of, like, R&B acts have sampled them. But they're a soulful, like, it's defined as or classified as rock, but to me, this is not a rock album. This is like definitely a soul funk type of album. And top to bottom, you can listen to this 11 songs. I've been putting everybody on because I'm just like, wow. It's called Soul Searching, this particular album. So definitely check it out. Definitely get into Average White Band if you have never heard of them. I'm pretty positive you guys, if you turn on A Love of Your Own, you'll be like, oh, I never knew who that was. So yeah. Anyways, so I wanted to talk about them and just like put y'all on for a second. And then my hood pick of the week is Duke Deuce. Hood pick of the week is Duke Deuce and Mulatto. It's called Kirk. I've really been enjoying Duke Deuce. I've been enjoying Duke Deuce and Mulatto, but I've really been enjoying Duke Deuce on the internet because he's a dance champion of the world, y'all. Okay. When I tell you he be moving them feet, boy, I be like,
the same person.
Crunk ain't dead. Yes. So now there's a Kirk challenge. So you guys get into those moves. He just posted today in the hail that's happening in Atlanta right now.
I'm tired of y'all on these damn challenges. Everything don't have to be a challenge. If you want to dance, just dance.
You know, that's why I got off TikTok. They were stressing me out.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's a lot. I'm on TikTok and I just post every now and then because my niece is on there and I just like watch her and my big sister are on there, like, and they're hilarious on TikTok.
They are.
So, like, when you get TikTok, you really get it. But like, yeah, the dance moves, that's the disconnect for me.
Yeah. See, I was on TikTok. I didn't make any videos. I just kind of curated my feed to be like DIY things, like cute stuff. You know, like that guy that's like that lady that's on there that's like, oh, I'm making my kids lunch. Like her, I loved her stuff. Like, yes, get the baby avocado and chicken and stuff like that for lunch. Like, have the hoes hating on her at the table. Love it. Those types of things I was watching. Go away. Let me call this girl mama. Let me text this girl mama.
I cannot with the go away. Okay, well.
Go away.
But either way.
It always happens. It always happens.
Always. But yeah.
When you're recording.
I literally every time. I just kind of curated it to like fit. So I didn't have no dancing on my TikTok, but I deleted it because, you know, apparently all of the spyware and shit that's within that app.
Attached.
Like, yeah. I said, you know, I don't need nobody in my business. My FBI agent already be looking at me all day long through this camera.
Okay. Listen.
Wow. What's his name? What's his or her name? You named your FBI agent yet?
Child, her name's Cynthia.
Cynthia.
Child.
My Lord.
Love Cynthia. Okay, so moving along from music, let's talk about what we're on in TV and film. I'll just go ahead and start since I already mentioned The Weeknd, and that's the only thing that I have to report. But I saw our girlfriend, Nina. She's an amazing writer and director and all the things. And she posted or tweeted that she was watching this movie called The Weeknd and how she could relate to the character because except for the fact that she had 2 boyfriends. So I was like, what? So I just went and wanted to look it up. So basically the premise of the story is that this girl, which is her name is Zadie in the movie. Zadie, it has this old dude, and well, her mom has like a getaway, like a bed and breakfast or whatever. And so they're like, oh, we're gonna spend the weekend at the bed and breakfast because I didn't have the opportunity to celebrate your birthday with you, whatever. So he brings, this is her ex dude, by the way, but they're friends still. He brings his girl, so they have a weekend trip with her, him, and the new girl. Like that's the premise. And then, you know, there's another love interest and then they kind of have a flop situation. So yeah, I don't want to give too much of the story. The movie is on Hulu currently. It came out in 2018, which I never heard of it. So I was like, okay, this is random, but it was actually really, really good. And it showed me how funny Sis is in the movie. So yeah, y'all should watch and let me know what you think.
Hulu be having the content, y'all. I'll be trying to tell
Honestly,
y'all.
truly.
I've been content.
I've been watching Raimi too. I meant to tell you that I've been watching. I've been catching up on that. It's good.
You know what Hulu is? Hulu is that man in your life who, like, he don't give you like, he's not fire, but he's consistent.
Facts.
Yes.
And you're just like, you know what? You deserve better. You don't ask for much. Hulu, what, $5.99 a month? And it's like, but
it's free for me with Sprint.
See?
I pay that. I bundled it with the Disney Plus. So I do have a
no
oh wow.
I bundled it. I do have a couple
nothing.
niggas then. I bundled that shit. Okay. Hulu, Disney Plus. And why they throw that ESPN there? I don't be on the ESPN. Ain't no sport. Sport for what?
Right.
Sport for what?
That's how ESPN got their bag this year.
Listen,
right?
All right. Okay, so I have off topic. We're not going to talk about it, but I just finished my second rewatch of Avatar: The Last Airbender. Beautiful show. Wonderful.
She just watched it for the first time this year, mind you.
It's that fucking good.
You're ridiculous.
It's that.
You
should have watched it when we were kids.
Yes, I did not. I wasn't into that shit. Like,
I was watching that shit faithfully. That's all. Like, we never like talked about this.
Listen, I was not, but now I be up here on YouTube. Like, what happened to soccer?
Girl,
Azula
you're gonna have to get into that anime soon, and then you're gonna.
I really might.
Yeah.
I heard
that's like nice mainstream. Then you're gonna get into like mainstream, but also still there, and then you start going to get into the bag where like it's no English at all. You just gonna figure it out.
Speaking Japanese.
Account.
Yeah, she's gonna be speaking in Japanese.
Child, you know I took Japanese at Howard. That was my way. Yes, girl. Listen, I was trying to be different. I really wanted to take Portuguese. I really wanted to take Portuguese, and that didn't work with my schedule freshman year. And so I took Japanese. And then after Japanese 1, I said, let me maneuver out of here. And then good sis, Auntie Bernadette Williams said, no. You started this. You have to finish it unless you want to take. I was like, because Auntie Bernadette, can I take Japanese 1 and can I just jump into Spanish 2 real quick?
Right, transferable skills.
They both the language. Okay, she said, no, baby. If you want to take Spanish, you got to take Spanish 1.
Wow.
Neither here nor there. What I watched on Netflix this week is a movie that everybody's been talking about on the Twitter sphere, A Fatal Affair.
Did you see it, Jamé? I haven't watched it.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Let's get into it, ma'am. A Fatal Affair. First of all, I'm going to say this. Black people, I need us to start. I know that we hold ourselves to these high standards, but if we're not holding everyone else to the same standard, then we got to chill. The way that we critique our own work.
True.
The way that we pick apart our own work. Like, yes, Nia Long had her phone like this in the scene and she was talking, but did they hear her? Yes, still.
Did they hear? Right. The sound carried.
Okay.
Wow.
But why would you do that? And why did nobody catch that? I'm tired of seeing stuff like that.
Then see, even I saw a tweet where they had a picture. They were like, look, she was trying to show a message, but it said a screenshot, and people were just running like, oh, that is so ghetto, look at this track. But if they watched the movie, they would know her friend,
the context,
her friend was actually showing her a screenshot.
Right. She was sending her like the altered screenshot. But see, that's the problem. Everyone is a culture commentator, and they don't be paying attention to what's going on.
Exactly. You can't commentate on something you have not watched.
I love that movie. I don't care that we've seen this movie 12 times.
I didn't mind it.
I knew I was gonna like it off the strength that it was Nia Long and Omar. Isn't it Omar in it?
Yeah, Omar is in it, looking like somebody's uncle.
He gets in his challenges himself as an actor, and I was here for the entanglement. I was here for it.
It was an entanglement if I ever seen one. Okay.
This is how I know it was bad. Bay and I had to pause the movie because we got in an argument when he came to the house
with her friend.
We had to have a real honest adult conversation. What you doing in that moment? Because if you let this man sit down in my household and eat my food,
I'm saying, hold on. Let me just set this straight right now, babe. This nigga is stalking me.
Period.
See, you're better than me, because I was like, I'm gonna feed put the potato salad out first, and I'm gonna tell you after dinner, because you gonna wild out right now. Like,
Right, that's true. That you do have to know your man. Know your man.
Yeah,
No.
yeah,
Know your
right,
man.
Wild out, because if you have the audacity to sit up here and you're manipulating my friend, my best friend, and you know what I'm saying, you've manipulated her into thinking that you with her or whatever, and then you show up to my house, like you literally just plotted all of this shit out. Like, no, wild out, babe, because we're in a dangerous situation right now. He knows.
Yeah, he ain't having no potato salad in my home.
No, he ain't having no potato salad. He ain't having no tap water.
Get on.
No.
He hitting the
Arrest that man.
It's time to go.
My man
but
better
this
throw
also
him
shows
out like Jazzy
you
Jeff.
should not date hackers.
Is that what he was? A hacker?
He's a computer hacker.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was
and I'm
levels.
thinking to myself, girl. Remember, I don't want to spoil it for Sammy. Oh my God!
But you good, girl? You
Sammy has seen this movie 8 times, like the rest.
Right.
Oh, okay. Remember when he said that line? He was like, "If I can break into the world's most strongest email accounts, why you think I can't break into a nightclub?" And I was like, "Ooh, oh my, talk your shit." Okay, you're right.
Now, here's what I think. Here's my theory. I think that he hit her husband. I think he was the one that made her husband have the accident. Because remember when her husband was describing what happened to him, and he was like, yeah, like I was, whatever. He said he was driving or something. He was like, I don't know what happened. Next thing you know, it was just that. I'm like, yeah, that sounds like some him shit. Because the thing is, Samantha, he's known Nia Long since college. So like, old friend from college, they see each other at work. Oh, hey, how you doing? Let's catch up. And that's how all this shit started. So in my mind, he told her, he said, listen, I knew that you worked at this firm before I started. You know what I'm saying? And I thought it would be cool to like see you again and catch up and shit. So, you know, that with her husband telling the story, I said, oh, he plotted this.
He plotted it.
And especially when they said out the paint.
And especially when they said that his wife looked just like her. That's like Bay marrying another brown girl out here with some blonde locks. And it's gonna be like, oh no, she don't look like Jamé. Nope, canceled, bye. Delete, out, no.
You know what's funny?
Call the police.
I'm not trying to put old folk business out there, but my mama's ex-boyfriend, like from high school or something, they've remained friends all these years. Again, old folk business, so this is like decades behind them. You know what I'm saying? But his wife, my mom is a chef. She wears glasses. Birthday is in February. Wife is a chef. Birthday is the 4 days before my mama's. Wears glasses. Like literally, they about the same skin tone. Like it's so fucking weird.
Yikes.
It's weird. She's the sweetest lady, but I'm like,
well, he has a type. I ain't got no type.
Right. And then the next line is them saying what their type is.
That bitch is the only thing that I like.
Right.
You know,
such a weird. I've always wondered and questioned that song.
That is the first time I've ever noticed that. Thank you, Jamé.
Yes. No, I always wondered that.
Wow.
Like, what do y'all be talking about on these songs? That's really the theory I got after that song, but I love it to this day. I ain't got no type. That is the only thing.
Okay,
right. We be bobbing our head while we thinking, what the hell is this?
What the hell are they talking about?
Sure. But that really could be people. We don't be wanting to accept that we have a type. At least they accepted it, you know?
Right.
Like, what's your type? Oh, I ain't got no type. You just gotta be tall and dark skinned,
with a lot of money,
got good credit,
right?
Good relationship with his parents. Look, start listing out all your non-negotiables.
Right.
Okay, so Fatal Attraction, The Weeknd.
Yeah.
Is that what it was called? Fatal Attraction? That makes it even...
No. A Fatal Affair. See, that's
a Fatal Affair.
I think Fatal Attraction is a Lifetime movie, Sammy. So you close.
That's a show. Fatal Attraction,
Oh.
right? Right.
On TV1. That's TV1's version of Snapped.
You know what this is reminding me of? Remember that Twitter thread that it was like, no, it's not this. This is what this is. You're like, it's like, okay.
I basically crazy person. That's what's up. Okay, well, I'm gonna probably not watch
Girl,
it.
it ain't nothing but an hour and 27 minutes long, child. Throw that on in the background or something. Follow close to
a little bit of wine.
No, I'm gonna watch. I'll watch it. A little Hennessy.
I
ain't doing the Hennessy, sis. I'm off it. She said no.
I forgot you're in LA. Vegan Hennessy.
Hennessy. Hell no. Probably like vodka. No calories.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, I'm a vodka girl.
I'm actually a vodka tequila girl in my old age.
I'm a tequila girl only. Actually, not only tequila, and I'll dabble in a little bit of rum.
Oh, I dabble in rum. I definitely dabble in rum.
Good.
I like rum.
She's stable. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Rum is gives me, I'm going to the beach, I'm giving vibes, like I'm at by the pool, like water. It's giving me, it's hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's giving me punch, and that's fine.
Yeah. Punch. I love punch.
That.
Okay, so let's talk to Jamé for a second. Normally we get into a sip, but I'm not really trying to sip on too much this week anyways. But I wanted to just talk to you first. Can you tell the people what it is that you do? Now, I mean, obviously I told them you're senior beauty editor and all of the things, but what do you tell people normally when they ask you, what do you do?
Child, everything, right? Like that's the definition of being a Black creative, man.
Facts.
Listen.
So let's see. I am, as Sammy said, a senior beauty editor at Verizon Media's In the Know. So pretty much my content goes out to In the Know, Yahoo, AOL, and all of our parent subsidiaries. And so my content there alone probably reaches somewhere but like 3 to 5 billion people a month, which it stresses me out. I have to say though that I'm blessed because I'm one of the senior Black leaders in my company already. I got hired during Corona. So anyone out there who is on the job hunt, do not get discouraged. You can find your blessing and your bag even in the midst of chaos. Okay.
Talk about it.
And so I do that, and that's really, really amazing. But outside of that is really where I think a lot of my heart and passion work comes in. So 5 years ago, almost to the day, I started TheBlondeMisfit. It is a fashion and beauty brand that focuses on amplifying the voices of Black and brown people in the fashion beauty industry. So it's been really, really dope because in the 5 years since I started, it has grown from a news site to a bigger online digital community. We have a YouTube channel, which I need to get better about posting on, but it's still there nonetheless. We got social media channels. We have the newsletter that goes out now, and also the podcast, which is now doing guests, and it's been really, really dope.
Yes.
Just to be able to tell the stories of just dope Black creatives doing stuff, because one of the things that I know Sammy and I have connected on multiple times throughout our career growth is that I get tired of just seeing the same people. I get tired of seeing the same people in the industry. I get tired of the same people leading the conversation. Mm-hmm. And it's like, it's not a flex. It's not getting upset that they have opportunities. But my thing is, if you have the same people at the table, that is just as bad as having nobody at the table. Yeah. And so for me, I'm like, okay, well, if my platform can somehow tell the stories of the people who are not getting the big features or not getting the big shine, but they're still doing the work and really doing a lot of the work that a lot of the more well-known names are monumenting themselves after, like that is also in itself work. So it's like doing all of those things, do public speaking, I'm in grad school currently finishing up my master's.
Yes, I forgot about that. Yes, awesome.
Oh, when do you sleep? When do you rest?
I don't know. I recently hired an assistant.
Amen.
Come on, growth.
I love it. Look, how's that going? How's that going?
She challenges me to let go. And that's a good thing. Mm-hmm. I realize that in order for you to kind of be able to start growing in your career, you have to learn how to start delegating. Like, I don't know a single person who gets to anywhere on their own. Mm-hmm. And we have to stop glorifying this whole hustle, grind, self-made, and realize maybe I want to watch Fatal Affair. Well, maybe she can work on the stuff so I can watch Fatal Affair with Beg. So I don't have
Yeah.
to be all up in the bed on the in my emails at 3 a.m. trying to
Like
send
B
stuff.
Simone,
Be
child.
Simone. You be Simoning out there.
Yeah, no. And also I don't want to steal from other creatives. So no. Like and so I just it's a good challenge. It's a good challenge for me, and I feel like this is a new season of my life where I'm really, really walking in purpose. I feel
Amen.
like I feel like my vision for myself is coming full manifestation. And so while I get to do that and build that, it's just good to have somebody else who can kind of pick up the everyday grunt work of everything. And then so all of that stuff. Also, fashion activist. I know people be like, what is that? So
Yeah.
activism is like the call for active change within an organization or entity.
Right.
So when I was thinking about, okay, so what do you want to do in the industry? It's really about redefining how we have these conversations and how do we break down social inequities that plague Black and brown people. You can post a Black square all you want. You can do all the roundups of Black influencers to follow, Black musicians you need to know, Black this, Black that. But until you really get down to the meat and potatoes of it, which is changing the actual structure internally in these corporations, in these businesses, making sure that there's people's executive leadership board is reflective of the world that we live in, you don't get change. And so my work then centers around pulling that out, calling that out, bringing awareness, and then also working with brands to make them more aware of how they can change. Because I'm not so much in the business of just cancel culture, like cancel, delete. Because at the end of the day, we ain't gonna have nothing.
Right.
We ain't gonna have Goya, we ain't gonna have Amazon, we ain't gonna have seasonings, we ain't gonna have nothing. So like, instead of doing that, we might as well see the brands that really want to step up and change, hold them accountable for what they've done, but also hold them accountable for what they're trying to do.
It goes back to the word, you can delete, but you still got to grow. You
Okay.
still got to grow. There's something we can't always challenge what happened 10 years ago, but more so, what are you going to do in the next 10 years? I'm happy you
Exactly.
said that. I'm really happy you said that.
Exactly.
That's what's up, girl. You have your hands full. So wait, I wanted to ask you, and then E, if you have any questions, because I don't want to take up the time, but you said you're finishing your master's degree, so you're almost done?
Yeah, I'll finish in
Awesome.
December. Yeah,
Congratulations.
Congrats.
Thank you, child. Cause look, Lord, it's been hard. And then it's like I love my master's program. And one thing I'll say, because I know people ask and wonder, like, should I go back to school? Should I
Right.
not?
Right.
You only you can determine that for yourself. But one thing I will say is that go on your own time. My mama, God bless her, was trying to make me go right after Howard. And I was a double major. I was burned out. I was like, I don't want to do this. I can't. I don't ever want to see school. I don't want to see textbook another day in my life. And I'm so happy that I waited till I was ready. And actually having work experience, being in an industry, moving to New York, a lot of people know my story of when I moved to New York. I had $200 and I packed everything in this little two-seater car, and that was all I had when I moved to the city. Like, that hustle and that grind for years and years and years now has adapted me so that I can excel in grad school and apply real life experience into my homework assignments versus you taking your homework and then trying to say, like, how does this apply to the real world?
Right.
So go on your own time, figure out and find a program that really works for you, and do what you got to do. Nobody can really determine your career, your future for you but you. So
Facts. That's what's up.
I love that.
Yes.
So speaking of circling back to fashion activism, I was, moseying on the LinkedIn's yesterday, as I do, and I saw a post from you, and you were announcing the launch of the Jamé Jackson brand, but also the Misfit Fund.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Misfit Fund, sis, because when I went on the website, I said, "Oh, mental check. No, let me donate to this fund."
Yes.
For people to sit up here, like, I get fashion activism is not a thing that people hear every day, but like, you are walking the walk and talking the talk. So let's talk more about Misfit Fund.
Yeah, I mean, as a Black business owner, I know that money is a entry point to a lot of resources, but money also holds a lot of us up.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't know, but like when they were doing that, what was it? The PPP, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
The
the thing.
small
PPP
business.
loans. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like 95% of like Black and Latinx owned brands couldn't qualify because in the
Right.
paperwork, you have to have at least one employee on your staff. You can't be a sole proprietor. So, and that's where a lot of us find ourselves because we don't have money to afford
To hire
externally.
anyone.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so then I started thinking, and I was like, this is crazy that the people who are supposed to really help the most are the people who it disqualifies. And it's
Yeah.
just the more money getting recirculated into like the wrong directions. And so, I mean, community service has always been important to me. It has always been. I grew up in a household where every Saturday, my mom and I would go out and feed the homeless in DC. I would work in the nursing homes as a musician. Like I've always had a heart for service, and it's very important to me. And so I started to think about, okay, well, with this new evolution of not just the Blonde Misfit, but you as Jamé, as you're walking into your purpose more, as you are, I guess, being more vocal about the things that I've always talked about behind closed doors, but now understanding that I have nothing but a responsibility to now vocalize that with the platform that I've been
Mm-hmm.
allotted and that God has given to me. What can you now do to help people in a different way other than just the content or other than just the podcast or whatever? And so I sat down and I was like, you know what? I should do a fund. And it was really wild because I was bouncing the idea off of a few friends of mine, and I said, guys, I'm gonna put like however much money into this donation box, and if you guys know of anyone who this would help, let me know. And so then all of a sudden, Black women, we come together
Of
in
course.
such a beautiful, unique way. They were like, well, girl, where's the link? I'll donate. And I'm like, wait, what? And so then all of a sudden, what I thought was just going to be me taking on this financial task, which I didn't mind. I'm blessed to make the money that I do and do what I love so that I can bless other people. That's all I do it for.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden, for them to come up and be like, just pull up, like I'll drop some bread in there too. I was like, oh my gosh. So now I'm trying to figure out, okay, do I hire the web developer? Am I the web developer? Am I doing this now? And we got the site up, and it has just been a blessing to see people come up and really show up and put their money where their mouth is. The Black dollar is so powerful.
It
And
is.
it is really exciting to me to see that we will be able to bless Black and Latinx owned fashion and beauty brands who have been displaced. Thankfully, I have over the last couple of years built wonderful relationships with other people in the industry, from PR to communications to
Mm-hmm.
web development to social media. And hopefully this is just the first iteration off of the impact that the Blonde Misfit will be able to do, but then hopefully connect them so that they can kind of continue to grow their brands throughout this. I just want everyone to prosper and to grow and to be impactful, because the reality is, as someone who writes about beauty and fashion all day at my 9 to 5, and then also writes about the industry and 24/7, I know that there is a moment that will come when supporting Black isn't going to be trendy anymore. So
Right.
we have to keep that momentum going. We have
Yeah.
to keep the foot on people's necks. And if they're not going to show up, we have to be able to show up for our own. So
For
this is just a
ourselves.
small, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this is just a
Absolutely.
small droplet of what I hope, will be impactful and bless people.
I love
Yeah.
that.
I
And
love
I'm
that.
happy that you brought that up, E, because I'm actually, or I guess I'll talk to you off the record too about this, Jamé, but I am trying to create a creators fund for the merchandise that I release soon. Just on
Yes.
Sammy Approves brand specifically, but like, just finding ways, especially in the midst of hard times for a lot of people, even myself, to bless others is always a great
Yeah.
way to, we that
Yeah.
when you said that this like a part of your purpose that is helping and serving others, and we have that sort of responsibility, I wish more people would think like that and really
Yeah.
I urge and charge people to think how whatever you do, whatever you commit 100% of your time to during the day that you're super, super passionate about, how can you do that while serving others as well? Like, think
Mm-hmm.
about that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And one of the things is, like, I remember years ago, right? And this is a story that I'll never forget. Years ago, my mom told me, she was like, Jamé, when I was not making a lot of money, she said, I used to tithe my mandatory 10% that the Bible calls me to do, but I also gave a little extra more. she said, and then it was weird because after months and months and months of doing that, then she started to see the financial blessing that then was sewn back into her. And she always taught me that sometimes you have to just be consistent with giving just a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
And so now in my life, my tithe, not just to the church, but my emotional tithing is into other people. And whenever I think I've done enough, I always give just a little bit more, because whatever you give out, you will get tenfold back.
10 times more.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And it's not about doing it for that blessing, but it's about knowing that God honors your sacrifice. Whatever that sacrifice is, he will honor it and he will bless it. And so every good thing that I know I've put out into the world, I know that it comes back to me. Yeah. Which allows me to then give it back.
Come on,
word.
Come on and preach, Jamé. Like,
listen, Jamé.
I was finna start looking for my book. Okay,
I got my book right here. Okay, but listen, I have so many things. There's so many things that I want to say. I am just grateful that we're having this conversation. I'm blessed that we're even being able to have this conversation. But the other part of what you said about coming together, communal, like that support, we don't work without the other. So like when me and East talked about this on a prior episode, but just like, you got to pick which side you want to be on. Like, are you going to do good for the world, or are you going to promote evil? It's all coming to light right now, which is why everybody is like trying to figure out which side they want to pick.
Yep.
It's without one another. So if we're all doing good, just for our listeners, let's break it down. If we're all doing good, we're all going to receive good. We're building community within this like good space. All of those, similar to what I said the other day, like, y'all over there and we over here, because that energy is going to attract itself. The more that we sit in our restlessness or an anxiety, depression, I'm not saying that any of these things, if anybody's dealing with that on the other end, that it's wrong. But the more that we sit in it, the more that we feel it, right? The more that we bring that and attract that, and those types of people who are also sitting in that, the more that I admit that I am light and I am happy, I'm giving you positivity, and I brush, not even brush, but like heal from the things that are troubling me. The more I'm welcoming that. I don't have friends who are negative, or like when I do sense that sort of energy, it's easier for me to push it away. It's easier for me to say, you know what, no more.
Yeah.
So I'm just so happy that you said that about us coming together. How many Black women were at your door, like, let's go. What we need to do. I want to see more of that. I want to see more.
And you know what's crazy? Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say, I feel like that is just one part of our DNA as Black women. Like, from the start, we have always come together for the greater good of, and even at our own detriment, at times we've come together for the greater good of everyone else. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just so amazing to see that, like, you've built this platform to sew back into us, you know what I'm saying? Like, and even on the topic of community, that spoke to me so much, because that's exactly what we're missing. Like, on a world level, that's what we're missing. And in this country right now, we're missing community. And I feel like and that's why we're struggling so much, because for so long we've been running on every man for themselves type, mindset. And this is the time where everybody truly has to come together and get on one accord.
Yeah,
and that's
we see
why,
what happens. It's like the group project that people don't want to listen to.
Community, the show, we were just talking about it.
Yes. Like, it's nobody. And I saw that tweet. I think that was Kev on stage that said that, and I was like, I want to switch groups. Okay,
right.
I'm over it. Can I just do this by myself?
I need to be on team A.
Can I submit an essay?
Okay. At this point, I'm ready to just email the project myself, and say,
do it myself.
My name on it.
But it's important to me, and I mean, because one of the things I feel like I never had, especially growing up, was community. I'm an only child. My parents are older, so I always had to kind of just take care of myself and learn about life myself. When I started out in the game, like, I didn't have anybody who sat down with me and gave me a blueprint. I've never had a formal mentor in the industry. And I just felt so alone, and one thing that people don't talk about often is like how there are still a lot of industries that perpetuate the only one Black person can shine in this position. And so I experienced a lot of that, a lot of just moments of doubt where I was just like, am I even doing this right? And I
Mm-hmm.
remember thinking, I was like, well, when I kind of get on the other side of this, I want to make sure that I can help as many people as I can never feel this feeling and never have to feel like I'm the only person who's trying to do this. You know, I think to myself, all of the money that I done put in my business, it's all worth it when I get that DM from that person who's like, I'm moving to New York this weekend because I remember I read your post from like 4 years ago, and you were talking about how like the car broke down on the highway, and now like I'm so excited because now I'm coming. Like, I live for those moments. Or those people who are like, oh sis, like I see your wardrobe now, like design a deck down, but like they remember when I used to write posts and say how I had one dress that I thrifted, and I would go and I would get it and I would have to hand wash it because I was afraid that if I took it to the dry cleaners, it would wring out too fast. And that was the only dress I had for any speaking engagement. Like, I know what it's like to come from that and to be able to show people like, you just put your heart and your soul and your passion into this. Like, you fight for this. If this is what you want, you fight for it. Like, it's everything. It's everything you got. And I promise that the world will honor that. And it's just beautiful. Like, that's what it is. Just create that community of other people who also want to change the world, but they have to see it.
Yeah.
I have to ask you this one thing, because I actually recently experienced this.
Ask me anything, Sammy. You know you guys are my favorite.
I know, because so a little backstory for those that are listening. Jamé, we have really shared a lot of moment on the journey coming up. So this is full circle for us and our relationship and our friendship, even just like over the internet. Because at Howard, I knew you, but like we weren't close. But just seeing like your growth and you seeing mine and like us having shared struggles, it has been just, it's just so, it warms my heart to see like how far we've come, right? But one thing in particular, I never really, I don't think you can't prepare for this, is what I'll say. But so I've had a lot of people who have supported me still, that continue to support me, most of which have been like my friends and family, day ones, loyal, like that. Those are the type of people I keep around me. But then when I meet someone out or whatever, I've started to gradually get a following, right? And these people are like, for the most part, supportive. But then you have some people, and I want to know how you deal with, if you have dealt with any sort of like conflict, anybody that's stolen your content or your likeness, or anyone that has, or if you know,
where's
like,
the
how
Hennessy?
do you
Lord.
Exactly, Brett. No, so most recently, sister, I dealt with someone who basically started a brand very inspired by my likeness and my brand name. And I know this woman. I've met her before, or this young lady. And she's come and supported like my in-person events when we were actually able to meet up in person. But we had workshops in Atlanta, certain things. She would come and she's always like, you really inspire me. The same vein of things. And I'm like, oh, thank you. Like, any way that I can help, you know, with your branding, or like whenever you decide to launch your this, that, and third, definitely let me know. Like, I'm willing to help. I always answer my emails. I'm that type of person, just as you are, right? Anyways, so most recently I realized that she started a brand and it was blank approved, like literally my brand. And so I was like,
same font and everything.
Same font, like the original font that I branded, I used. And I normally don't talk about things like this because, you know, inspiration, it's a certain like, it's flattering. It's flattering. It's like, thank you. You know what I mean? Like, thank you for being inspired. But it was so close that I'm like, you know what? I'll have my attorney reach out if we feel that it's going to be a breach of anything. But I just want to know how you respond to certain things, because and then that's just one example, and it's happened most recently, which is why I'm discussing it. But prior to that, I've gotten my work stolen from me from internships, to show ideas going into production without me, like for shows, which is residual income that I wouldn't have had any parts of, right? Like certain things that you just don't even realize on your journey up, or things were taken from you, right? So I want to know how you combat that sort of energy, if you deal with that still to this day, and, you know, just what sort of experiences you've had.
Yeah. I mean, first of all, I'm so sorry that happened. You know,
It's
that
okay.
happens to us so much.
Yeah.
And I actually, a few posts back on my Instagram, posted a photo of a tweet that I put out last year. I feel like this was, so whenever I talk to people about me kind of going through like the next phase, like when I feel like God is like leveling me up, I oftentimes refer to it as the birthing time, because I feel like there's a gestation period, and then I feel the shift, and it's uncomfortable and it's weighty. And so at that time that I wrote that tweet, I was going through that moment, and it was talking about how you have to have like mentality shifts as you're leveling up. And it was crazy because the tweet didn't take off too much. You know, it was okay, but like it was whatever.
It didn't do
But then
numbers.
yeah.
But it was a word though.
It ain't go platinum.
Right. You know, it ain't put no money in the account. But then all of a sudden I saw it everywhere on Instagram. And for the last year and a half or so, I've seen Beyonce's stylist, I've seen the head of the recording Grammys.
Academy.
Yeah, thank you, child. I've seen people with millions of followers take that tweet, crop my name off of it, and post it on theirs with no citation.
Wow.
And so it just got to the point where every time I started tagging them, I started seeing them, I started tagging myself, be like, thank you so much for sharing my tweet. Can I get some credit? And it's funny because people didn't want to have that energy up until last week when I started calling them out by name. I did an entire Instagram post dedicated to it, showed that it was my original tweet, which, by the way, and this is my answer to Sammy, you can copyright tweets. That tweet is now pending a copyright, so that every time I see my tweet out in the ether and my name ain't on it, y'all can run me a check or a cease and desist, one or the other.
Yep.
And it's not even about the tweet; it's the principle of
it's the principle.
Matter.
Just credit me. Credit me.
It's so easy to just do that. I'll never understand why people will just take like those few 2 seconds it takes to tag somebody's name, because you never know how much that could change that person's life. Like,
no, and it's crazy because it's like, clearly your words or whatever you're doing are influencing large numbers of people.
Right.
You might as well be able to say that is also your work. And so one of the things that I've learned even in that experience is, when possible, copyright. Get a copyright. You know, a trademark is a lot more expensive. You can trademark something like your name. You can trademark even like your font or your logo. But you can copyright a lot of smaller details, and copyrights aren't terribly expensive. I think they're like maybe a couple $100 or so.
Honestly, copyright, a way to get around that, not to cut you off, is to send it to yourself. Like when I was doing music early on, or like writing music with my sister, and when I say early on, I mean like middle school, we used to just send whatever the material was back to ourselves, and that's technically I will get the more legal terms for what that is later and bring this back to the podcast. But it's basically like transferring of copyright. And so to yourself. Now, in terms of like words or, you know, like a tweet, then obviously you can do that on eCorps, and it's a super simple process. You just upload whatever the work is, describe it, and boom. And I want to say that's honestly like as low as I used to do them for the studio too, and it'd be like $25 a song. So I don't know.
It's not bad.
It's not bad. Yeah.
One of the things though that I've realized though is that a lot of us, we don't know how to protect our work.
Yeah.
We don't know. Yeah. And you know, you need
or
to,
you just don't think to do it though. It's kind of like,
you don't.
Yeah. It's almost like this naiveness of, you know, I'm putting this out into the world and, you know, nobody else is going to take my shit. When in reality, people will prey. There are people who literally prey on other people's ideas. There are people who are famous now who have never come up with an idea a day in their life.
But
never written a lyric.
Okay.
Come on. I think too, it's a humbleness, too humble, or insecurity even, that the work that we produce is not good enough to be taken. That's what I had to realize more so with myself. It's like, do you think you're too good, that your work's not good enough for people to want to steal that shit? Because absolutely they are, and they will. And I'm happy I learned that lesson early on.
Because it's a lot of girlfriends out here.
A lot.
A lot of girlfriends
But
out
check
here.
the timestamps. Check the timestamps, bro.
Check the receipt.
Check
the
the
receipt trails. But the thing is, Sammy, like, I think that I'm happy that you said that, like, this is something that you had to learn now, because I do believe that the more you grow, the more people are going to try to, first of all, play you, but the more people are going to try to steal that light. When people are in dark, they just run to light because they're just trying to get a piece of whatever that light is.
Absolutely.
And you can't necessarily, I won't say you can't fault them for it, because you can send that cease and desist. Hello. But but that's just the natural reaction of someone who doesn't have anything for themselves to be able to contribute. They have to be the culture vulture. They have to jump on what everybody else is doing. They got to take something else and try to swag it out. Everybody can make a roux. Not everybody can make gumbo. Okay. Hello.
Come on.
So
Lord Jesus, call me Cam Newton. Okay.
So they can try to steal all of the ingredients or whatever. They can try to put their name on it, say they're approved this and that. Who approved you? Because last time I checked, you don't got the sauce. And it's gonna show.
Listen, that's why I honestly just laughed initially, because it was just like, and that's why I also was like, I mean, I tutored the lawyer. I did reach out to my attorney actually, but I tutored that as a, like, don't try it. Don't do too much.
Right.
Don't do too much. You might want to consider some different imaging. But I mean, and she was like, it's
some different adjectives.
It's plenty out there. But she tried to say and which is why I brought this to you. It's plenty of space for us all to win. And I'm like, absolutely. With our own ideas.
Yeah.
That's of course there's enough room for us all to win. And the thing about names and like that sort of thing, like the branding, it's just like, for me, the reason it's so personal is because I have worked many years. Like, though you may have had this idea for many years, I executed this idea for many years ago, 2015, I've been working relentlessly to make a name for myself. And so when you use it, because the thing is that this person actually had started using that hashtag a while ago, and I was lost, but I didn't really look into it, and so that was something that I should have done early on. However, I feel like the point of the matter is, when you work really hard for what you've done over time, and you have invested so much that people don't know, like, you may have met me on my journey 2 years ago, but 5 years ago, 10 years ago, when I was really putting in the work, you don't know what it took to get here. And so, and especially when it comes from your own, like when it comes from not only a woman, a Black woman, like, I'm like, dang, bro, like, so then that's when it's not flattering anymore. And then it's like, damn, like, now I'm hurt. But I've learned to take it with a grain of salt, and I've also just learned from it, like, get you a team, like you said, learn to delegate other things, learn to really, like, the legalities and all that stuff can seem intimidating for those who are listening, who are entrepreneurs or whatever it seems, but it's not that daunting. And if y'all need help, please reach out to me or any of us.
Yeah. And also, like, the same way we talked about how when you put out good into the world, it comes back. People who do stuff like that, it comes back to them too.
Always.
It comes back to them too. I've had people who have really tried to do God knows what business wise with me, and now they're getting called out on Instagram and getting exposed for being catfishes. And like, God will fight your battles.
Girl, the same with all of, like, the sexual harassment and things that were happening in the workplace. That shit came in a few folks in the ass, that it had affected many a woman, many a person prior to, but it came and bit some of these executives in the ass. And all of the stuff that we were complaining about too, I tweeted about how revolutionary 2020 is per every day. But this one particular thread, I spoke on the fact that we used to complain about how the OGs weren't really making space for us as, like, young creators. Like, we were always complaining about, like, our old ass boss or whoever it was in whatever respective industry. And now you see, like, rest in peace to all of those that have fallen. But like our leaders, like we didn't even talking about Representative John Lewis or CT. Did we talk about
CT Vivian? No, we did not.
Did we talk about that? Well, CT Vivian, Representative John Lewis. These are our civil rights leaders that we have grown up to know and love. Andrew Young, like these people are now leaving and joining in the ancestral world. And it's like, why? Because now is the time for us, all the people who are complaining about not being able to lead, to step up. So I'm really happy and grateful for that. Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, I definitely, I love that you brought that up, because just when you thought like they weren't gonna get up and leave themselves, like God will always make a way. And if you don't move yourself, God will move you. Okay.
Hello.
Whether that's into another position, whether that's into another lifetime, like, you know, a space will be made for you. And that's something
that's
that
2020.
Okay. And that's something that
shift.
I have. All right. Listen.
Major shift.
That's something that I have had to come to terms with, even just listening to y'all just now. Like, I know we sitting on here and damn, this half of my platform too, but I'm sitting up here like, damn, y'all right. Because the past, even hell in the past week, I've just been like, I'm in that moment. Like that moment that you were talking about, Jamé, where you feel like something was being birthed out of you. Like, I'm in that moment right now where I'm like, I'm so tired of being scared to start. Yeah. And then watching everybody else not pass me by, but
just starting. Yeah.
Just starting. And I'm sitting up here and it's crazy how you will get in your own way, because I've had people come up to me and say, you know what, E, like, keep doing what you're doing. Like the thing, you may not realize it, but like, you know, it's you. Like, you know, the things that you say, like, you know, like you got it, keep at it. And I'll sit up here and I'll be like, oh, you know, thanks. Like, oh, stop, you know, trying to be humble and bashful and shit or whatever. And then when I sit up here and think about getting my own shit up off the ground, it's like doubt. And it's like, no, you got it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you do.
Everybody.
And if you don't have everything right now, you'll figure it out along the way. I'm not the same Jamé now that I was 5 years ago. I'm happy. That shows growth. That shows me that I got promise for the next 5 years. Okay. You know, you just gotta start, because there is somebody out there with half your talent, half your credentials, half your resources, half your money, who got twice as much confidence, and they out there and they getting their bag. They out there getting their.
That's literally it. That's the missing piece of the formula. But the confidence piece. But even with confidence, you know, we all, as we're starting and as we're doing, we deal with these insecurities and doubt daily. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like it goes away because you decided to be confident tomorrow. Like, nah, it's still like, damn, should I be doing this? Why am I doing this? Am I going this right direction? I've finally gotten to a point where I'm like, every time it's supposed to be, it be. So I just do what is presented to me, and I just keep every morning. I told one of my friends from back home, she was texting me today, like, I don't know, coronavirus has just really gotten me in my like I don't feel inspired, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, girl, people is dying. The fact that you woke up this morning, okay, and you still got breath in your body, and you still have passions and dreams, bitch, you better get to it every day, because otherwise life will just pass you by, and you look up the next day. I've been talking to somebody else about that. Like, you look up the next day, you got 5 kids and a husband you don't even really like. Come on, somebody.
Come on.
Child. All
5. Child. What did David say on Fatal Affair?
Oh Lord, what did he say?
What did he say?
She was like, she's like, I woke up and the man that I've been sleeping next to for 20 years was a stranger.
Was a stranger. And then he had the audacity to say it at dinner.
Oh, I was so mad at him.
I was so mad. Like, no, he did not. But she shouldn't have told him that. Ladies, don't be telling other men stuff about you and your man.
Because he kept bringing it up the whole movie. Okay.
Of course.
Right.
That's like how you can't tell your friends like the full extent of the dick. Like, you just gotta be like, yeah, girl, it was good. It was straight.
You can't tell them too much.
Tell them too much.
About nothing like that. Because when you go tiptoeing back,
all
they're
right,
gonna be like, oh, but I thought. Hush your mouth.
Relax.
That's my business.
That's my business.
That's my business.
In the Tabitha Brown voice. Wow, this has been a great conversation.
It really has.
This has been a great conversation. I actually, here goes sis again, finally. Okay.
What is this? It's a parrot.
No. It's somebody climbing the roof. I haven't seen her since I moved in at one time, but I finally seen her ass. I'm going to get her ass. I know who it is now. I can see her face. When I first moved into this apartment, y'all. All right.
Not climbing the roof, child.
No,
so
the
I thought
fire
Sammy
escape.
saw like a mosquito or something.
I just
simple.
knew it was a bug. Okay.
No,
I
it
was
was a
like, it's a
human
bug.
being. It was a human being.
Right.
So when I first moved into this, you know this story, E. I didn't have no blinds near the window that's by my bed. And my mom was already like, we was on FaceTime. She's like, you don't have no blinds right there? There's a fire escape right there. Mind you, I get off the phone. I'm like kind of moving or adjusting my furniture and things. Some inconspicuous ass, I thought she was a little white girl, is climbing up the fire escape right by my window. So I'm like, who the hell is that? I feel a spirit. I didn't know who it was. It was someone. And then all I hear is doom, because I'm on the top floor of my building, and all I hear is doom. And so it's her going on the roof. She didn't look at my window. She went straight up to where she was going. I finally see her again. I do have blinds. I will report I have blinds now.
Praise God.
So it's not but I don't, in my sunroom, I can see it directly versus by my window. Neither here nor there. I'm grateful that I know that it's like a little teenage girl and nothing to be too worse.
So now we need to confirm why she's climbing up.
She just like to go on the roof. She probably smoking her a little gas.
That's what I'm about to say. I feel she probably up there smoking weed. Okay, her mama getting on her nerves. Let me tell y'all, the kids going through it. Okay,
we kids are going
through it in the quarantine, but the kids are going through that. Baby that was crying over not being able to go to the McDonald's, the play place. Listen,
I felt her.
Children are having a moment.
I too cry when I can't go to McDonald's.
I'm not even.
I need y'all to stop eating McDonald's. Bro.
I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. The spirit was moving me to a 10-piece chicken nugget last night, and I didn't fold. I did not fold.
I'm proud of you.
I'm so proud of you.
Jamé, what's the last thing you had from McDonald's?
The spirit led me to a McChicken with some Big Mac sauce. And
spicy. I like that.
When I tell you, I came through Howard. I came through Howard on McChickens. So
absolutely.
I was in high school. I was a Ray Kroc Award winner, okay, for community service and shit or whatever. Whatever. Shout out to Wendy Jackson. She was putting me up for awards, like all the awards in high school. She said,
"I love her.
We're gonna get you on the program, okay?
I love it.
We're gonna get you on the graduation program by any means." But they gave me a $500 McDonald's gift card. Jamé.
Wow. That's a lot of McChickens.
That's a lot of McChickens.
I was rolling up to that McDonald's, swiping that card.
Put it up, swiping my Visa.
Okay.
Just throw it in the bag.
Listen.
What y'all want?
Right. I want large fry, please. Thank you.
Please.
No salt, because that's how you get them to get it fresh for you. You put the salt on after.
Smart.
You smart.
Child.
Wow.
Anyways, I will implore all of you to stop eating McDonald's. Please.
Them fries good as hell. I don't know.
Right.
Leave them in your car
when they're hot.
Leave them in your car for a couple months, and let me know what happens to them.
Listen, okay.
Why would you do that?
So you can.
I know what she's trying to do.
So you can
because
see.
You know when you eating the fries in the car, and then that one drop. I found a fully intact McDonald's fry in my car, and I don't know.
I'd be almost tempted to be like, "Damn, this is a fresh ass fry." It's not. It was in my car for 3 years.
And you just throw it away and move on. Okay,
throw it away and move on.
Fries are good as fuck.
Get some new fries. Right.
Okay, exactly. That might. Let me go get me a fresh one now.
Right.
Y'all are ridiculous. Okay, we wrap up the show. We recently started sharing small Black-owned businesses that we can share with our community. And I can't remember, who did I share last week? Was it a syrup lady?
You did share the syrup lady last week. Oh, I had somebody else that I wanted to queue up for this week. But also, Jamé, I really do want you to tell the people where they can donate to the fund.
To the fund, yeah, exactly.
Yes.
I was going to get to that at the end, but...
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, so it's under the JaméJackson.com, launching the personal brand. So that's Jamé, Jame, Jackson.com. And then at the very top, I have donate to the Misfit Fund. Also, we have up there the signatures required so we can get justice for Breonna Taylor. Her killers are still out there. We still can be active. Please do not let this fall by the wayside. So you can also sign the petition up there as well. Also up there is also my podcast and also a backlink to The Blonde Misfit. So you can check out everything that's happening in Black culture in the fashion and beauty space.
Love it.
Love it. I can't find mine, the one that I was gonna highlight, but I have some. Y'all know I've been on my skincare lately.
Yes.
I've been
Oh, that one.
trying, okay, because 25, 26, my skin started going the fuck crazy, and
Them hormones.
we had to
Right.
reel it on
The
back in.
McChickens.
Nobody, see, now it wasn't even that. It wasn't even that. Okay, the
Nah,
McChicken
it's just it really is a Black woman's this time in our our mid to late
yeah, no
20s
one
that we
tells
get
you
this
about like
adult
the
acne.
acne, yeah, that
Yeah.
like pops back up. Like
Yeah.
I thought I was in the clear, but I'm so excited because I have some products on the way from two Black owned skincare brands. The first being Base Butter. I cannot wait to get my rose
Period.
Yes.
face jelly. I'm so excited. And then the other one is I'm really into toner, and so I bought a toner from Beauty Strike. It's the
Yes.
rose water and glycerin toner. I'm so
Ooh,
excited to get
nice.
that
I'm,
in.
I'm hyped.
Like, I cannot wait.
I've
I love that skincare is the wave now. Like, and that
Mhm.
everybody is like very much invested in making sure that, without like, listen, I love makeup just as much as the next girl. Okay. But
Mhm.
like, when I take all that off, I want to be able to still run to the store and look like a baddie in my
same
own
skin.
skin.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fenty Skin is also launching soon, which we didn't really discuss, but I'm
Oh,
excited to see what that's hitting for because Rihanna
child.
does spend time and
I'm
coin
finna
on
throw her.
investing
I
in her
already
brand.
know I'm finna throw her a few coins for that.
Absolutely. So I
Just
found
money.
my Black owned business. This is for all of my health care professionals. There's a Black owned scrub store. Now, my mom was a nurse for almost 40 years. She recently retired from her job specifically. I'm not sure of nursing, but I would always love to get her scrubs, and I would have to go to like a regular scrub store. Like we had one in South Lake Mall. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not sure if it was Black owned or not, but I know that the people who were providing it probably wasn't a Black owned business. So to see this was really exciting. I think you can. I found the tweet, and I guess we can retweet it later. But the website is lifelinescrubsplus.com. Lifelinescrubsplus.com. Yeah, I love to see it. I truly do.
That's
I
beautiful.
love it. Yes.
Okay. First of all, scrubs are comfortable. I'm gonna put y'all on game real quick, okay? Because
Honestly, truly.
shout out to my auntie Denise. She'll go to a Big Lots and pick you up a pack of scrubs in a minute because they're breathable. Okay.
You are so ghetto, Brett.
I love it was big lots too. It was
Listen, very okay.
Very
That,
specific.
that's that
right.
Ohio for your ass. Okay, Big Lots. All right, but she will get you in some scrubs. Okay, and they are comfortable as hell. They got pockets.
You're ridiculous.
Okay, and it
Yeah.
came in handy. You remember when Chipotle used to give you the discount for wearing a Halloween costume? Okay, please believe I pulled up to the Chipotle in Gallery Place sophomore year. Okay, in scrubs.
Just
Who am
a
I? Nurse
scrub.
Erica. Thank you.
Nurse Erica.
Give me my burrito.
Wow.
$3. Thank you. Okay.
Wow.
You're
Finessing the Chipotle system. I'm
got
here
to.
for it.
Got to.
Always.
Yeah, this has been great. Y'all are ridiculous and hilarious and beautiful and confident and Black. And I'm so happy that we were able to talk to
Yes.
y'all on
Wait, Sammy, I
this
gotta drop
podcast.
my Black owned brand.
No.
Yes.
We about to you about to drop everything right now because we about to say
Oh.
it. Oh, you didn't do your
Okay.
Black owned business. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm
No.
so sorry. I forgot.
No, girl, because the only reason why I had to make sure I did it is because I'm on a mission.
Let's do it.
Come on.
Telfar.
Oh, yes.
Make sure y'all get y'all Telfar bags. I'm sorry for everybody out here who is struggling to get their bags. He's in hot demand.
Yeah.
And my
Listen.
thing is, if we can make Louis Vuitton and Chanel and Dior and all of them other brands rich and wealthy, we can make this Black brand as popping as them.
I want me a
happy
pink
he's
one.
always sold out.
I want me a pink one. I
Girl,
really wanted that
somebody
little
stole my
flag
pink
one.
one.
How?
It was the ghetto.
Uh-uh.
I already have 2 bags, and
Come
I
on.
bought the pink one. It saw, it conquered. Someone stole it. And I
Stop.
got and this was months ago. This was before quarantine. And then quarantine happened, and now everybody getting Telfar. And now I'm like hitting up their press people like, hey sis, remember me when you sent me a pink bag? And they're not answering because they're booked and busy and blessed. And I'm happy for them, but also like
My
the
bag.
person,
Right.
my
pink bag.
Yeah. So, I just every morning I think about the person who stole my bag, how their edges are doing.
They're
I
not
know
doing
they're in
well, sis.
trouble.
They're not doing
They're
well.
not doing well, no. But seriously, all jokes aside, Telfar is up for a CFDA award this year.
Yes.
He is under the radar. He is doing amazing stuff, and that brand deserves to be told and celebrated the same way we talk about legacy brands. So go out and get your Telfar, y'all.
Girl, I literally have email notifications set for about 6 to 8 bags right now. Knowing I'm not going to buy all of them at one time, but I'm just like, these are the colors that I like.
I want, right? Yeah.
Okay? That's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Y'all let me know if y'all come up on some Telfar. Somebody came up on one I saw on Twitter in Houston. They were thrifting a couple. This was before the hype, obviously. Thrifting. And somebody's sick. They sold their Telfar.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Wow. Yeah, we got to get
But you know what?
bags.
That's because a lot of people don't know what it is.
Right.
Like, I get stopped in New York all the time. Well, I used to get stopped in New York all the time. And people would just be like, what is that? What is that? Because they just kept seeing the logo everywhere, but they didn't know the name.
Yeah. No, my best, one of my best friends, Naka, y'all know she went to Howard too, but she put me on the Telfar a while ago and I was like, big, but I just never, it's never in my thought. Like, I'm not a bag. I do like bags, but like I'm not I would invest in shoes before I invest in bags. And so I just never thought like, let me grab this right now. Like, no. I do want to get my mom one though.
I think we need to get Telfar on like Birkin status,
Hermes
status.
He is.
Like I want
Bushwick Birkin.
20 years from now, I want the girls to be mad when I'm on Instagram giving my 3-year-old a Telfar bag. Like
yes.
Because okay.
Facts.
Yes. Her daddy can give me the Birkin. All right. And then you can also get this self. Right. You get this Telfar because mama got her Telfar already. Right. I'm gonna get the Birkin.
Yeah. All right.
Y'all seen that video of Cardi when I know we're gonna wrap up, but she had the bag over her head. I was like, that's the level of Birkin I'm gonna do.
Me.
That's me in my bag. That's me in my bag. Period.
Me and my bag on 1 2 step.
Okay.
I love it.
You're silly. I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, shout out to all of our small large Black-owned businesses growing and glowing into this new phase, this revolutionary period. I'm excited. So tell them where they can find you on socials, Jamé. Anything that you want to plug just in terms of where they can follow and stay up to date.
Yep.
Yeah. So I am at TheBlondeMisfit on Instagram and on Twitter. You can check out the website, TheBlondeMisfit.com. And then to donate to the Misfit Fund, you can go on JaméJackson.com and then just click the tab up there and donate.
Proud of you, girl. Yes.
Love that.
And as always, you can follow me at Sammy Approved. And E, where you at with it?
You can follow me at E Told You So. That's on Twitter and Instagram as well. Y'all can follow Girlfrans Pod at Girlfrans Pod on Twitter and Instagram. You can like us on Facebook as well. You can email us at girlfriendsthepodcast@gmail.com, and you can also visit our website. Okay, at girlfriends.com. All right.
That's promise you merch coming soon.
FRANS. Yeah.
.com. Sorry. Say it again because I keep talking over you.
Merch is coming very soon. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I actually just had an idea for some merch just now sitting here.
Love to see it. We'll talk about it off the record. Yeah. Well, y'all have a lovely week. We love y'all. Peace.
Thank you so much, Jamé.
Thanks, y'all. Love y'all.
Bye.